Hello, Robotics Notes fans. It is so hot, and it is August 7th, 12:09 a.m. And it's time for Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. We will survive, and I will load the data. I cannot wait for it to be fall. It's like a sight out of Gulliver's Travels. Under the cloudy but blue sky, a bunch of brawny men swarm around Gulliver as he lies down. They appear to be part-timers hired by President Sumiyoshi of the Space Candy Company. They don't seem too enthusiastic, but they're more than strong enough to help with this work, so it's not an issue. I catch sight of Doc among these brawny men. Akio visited a bunch of local workshops around the island for help, but in the end only Doc showed up. Seeing how he came all the way out here, he must have taken a liking to her. Maybe that strictness of his is just a form of tough love. As for Michi, the guy he's at loggerheads with, well, he's holding down the fort at school. Sumiyoshi is as jovial as ever, on the condition that Juna presents her new kata in the future. He brought 2 cranes. Today's assembly work is attaching the robot's upper body and lower body. After that, we go straight into the big event, making it stand. Akio told all the members to be here, but I've only been watching from a distance, playing KB the whole time. Today is legit heavy-duty work, so there's nothing for an amateur like me to do. Not that I ever help anyways. That said, I take a look at the robot in between kill ballad matches, and even I find myself kinda moved. Never thought that thing would ever leave the garage. Haha. Really? The first time I visited this hangar was a month before entering high school. Akio was eager to get on top of the matter, saying she wanted to greet her upperclassmen before starting school. At the time, the robot was already split into upper and lower body chunks. Both halves were laying in the hangar. Those very same halves are now sitting outside on the wide airport apron. They've finally been brought together. They put down rails, and the robot was set on big pedestals via the crane. The halves are kept level while they work. After bringing them together, Akio starts putting the connector bolts into the waist section. I'm betting Doc's leading the charge. Without the old man here, there's no way this would go smoothly. Are those bolts really enough to keep the upper body attached? Kind of feel like it'll snap in half when it stands up. Oh, I'm not saying it'll definitely snap in half or anything. That's just my impressions, I guess. Well, apparently the top half is pretty light. Aki-chan said the cockpit is hollow and the armor is just decorative. Decorative. Even the arms are just plates bent into shape, so they're hollow on inside. Just for show, no servo motors either. They wanted to use aluminum to make it even lighter, but tin plate is cheaper, so they went with that. In other words, the upper body is basically a papier-mâché model. While the upper body has the engine, fuel tank, generator, and batteries, all its weight is in its waist. The center of gravity is pretty low. She was boasting about how it makes it more stable. If Subaru was here, he'd probably explain it in painfully minute detail. He's playing hooky today because there are too many outsiders around. So, Jun-chan, feeling up to the task of piloting that thing? She shakes her head back and forth, tears seemingly forming in her eyes. But our sponsor seems really intent on having you do it. Sumiyoshi has a huge body, so it's easy to spot him even at a distance. He's taking to Akio while she works, holding a tapestry or poster with the Space Company logo on it. Space Candy Company. Space Candy Company. Not Canpany Dumpany. That must be the sticker. He's probably insisting on sticking it somewhere on the robot's body. I mean, as our sponsor, that's totally his right. As for whether Akio will agree to it, who knows? I can't. I'm too scared. She's actually started crying. Kind of amazed she was able to do karate with such a fragile mentality. Fragile mental strength. Why'd I say mentality? Not that I don't understand how she's feeling. I certainly don't want to ride in that thing. Like hell, I trust a robot that Akiho made. This is gonna be a problem. If Jinna can't pilot it, I'm next in line. That said, I'm not going down without a fight. But then who could Akiho get next? Actually, Frau might be a good fit. If we can just force her into the cockpit, she'll naturally shut herself inside afterwards. Even if it fell over or caught fire, I doubt Frau would even think to escape. As a last resort, we could always stuff Michi inside of it. Our delinquent teacher was the founding president of the Robot Club, after all. I heard that when Misane proposed the gun build project, Michi gave it the go sign as a president. Thus, Michi has the right to be the first to pilot the completed robot. Actually, it's his obligation. Alright, let's go with that. That could work. No worries, Jun-chan. You don't need to pilot that thing. Huh? Really? Yeah. Leave everything to me. Yashio-kun, thank you. I'm sorry for being a burden. Hey, no worries. It's not like I'm taking your place or anything. What? I feel like Akio's been bowing her head a whole bunch to the part-timers over there. I inch closer to the robot and try to listen in. Little lady, we're gonna need better directions than that. Gosh, I'm sorry. Should I wire it up to here? I need to go get the manual. And hurry up and get it. Okay, just hold on a sec. Hey, should I start readying the crane? Oh, yes, please do. Where's the last bolt for this? What? Where did it go? Is the assembly not done? Is it really okay to take the crane? Please wait just a bit. And so, President, I really do want to put the sticker right here in the yellow part in the middle of the chest. Huh? Wait, no. Wow, what a mess. Maybe we should help. Probably. But it's not like we know anything about this robot. Heck, even Akio kept us in the dark about today. If we stepped foot into that chaos and asked to be taught about stuff, things would just get more savage. Alright, I'm gonna do some shopping. Yashio-kun, are you, running away? You're coming with me, Jun-chan. But we can't leave Akiho-chan by herself. It'll be fine. No worries. I need someone to carry stuff anyways. Carry stuff? I ignore Jinna's confused look of guilt and start walking off. With our shopping at the convenience store finished, we return to the hangar after about 30 minutes. Even now, the workers seem irritated. Alright, Jin-chan, shout like you're doing a kata at a tournament, but cutely. But... Look, stuff like this calls for a girl's touch. Heck, they use a woman's voice for the Tokyo train announcements. Go on, say it loud and proud. I give Jinna an encouraging pat on the back. Her little body staggers a little, but she immediately straightens up. Everyone working! We brought snacks and drinks! While Jinna shouts, I lay the host of snacks and drinks on the table. This all costs just under 3,000 yen. Painful for a high schooler's wallet. I'll bill Sumiyoshi for it later. Everyone, please take a little break. The savage atmosphere surrounding the robot suddenly dissipates thanks to Juna's announcement. The workers immediately stop what they're doing and gather around the table. Juna starts handing juice to everyone. The stiff smile on her face is kind of charming in its own way. I take the chance to head over to where Akiho is. Aki-chan, you doing okay? Oh, Kai. Oh, well, if it ain't the doc. Looks like he was in the middle of a lecture. Oh, the escort, eh? Doc only ever calls me her escort. Not that I really want him calling me by my name anyways. The robot club here is terrible at giving out orders. If it's not clear, when he says the robot club, he's referring to Akiho specifically. In fact, I think he's called every robot club president that. How about lending me a hand instead of watching from the distance, escort? You are oh so very right. So, Aki-chan, let's decide on what to do while the workers are having their break. Yeah, sorry, I know, I'm not great at this. I try asking Akiho what work remains. Apparently, the waste bolt connection is complete. Batteries, radiator, and the like are loaded in. The cockpit switches and wiring are the biggest problems left. Oh, and the sticker for the Space Candy Company. We also gotta wrap the robot in crane wires to stand it up. Just let Sumiyoshi put the sticker wherever he wants. I can't do that. It wouldn't look cool if there's a sticker right in the middle of the chest. Then it'd be faster if you proposed a different place for it. Look, I'll take care of that. Just don't complain about it later. Okay. Anything else? Akio thinks a little. Oh, right, the scarf. Ah, the one Jin-chan made. Gunverdal's iconic long scarf. It's in the hangar, ready to go. We need to wrap it around Gunbuild 1's neck before we stand it up. Let's have Jun-chan handle that. And just like this, we check the remaining steps one by one. Alright, raise it up. Slowly, go slowly. Most of the work is now complete. For the finishing touch, the two cranes raise the robot and begin the process of standing it up. At this point, there's nothing Juna or me or even Akiho can do. We just have to hold our collective breaths while watching over it to see if it stands up safely. Akiho looks at the robot with unease. Her shoulders seem super stiff, so I grab onto them as hard as I can. Ow! What are you doing, Kai? You're gonna get exhausted being so tense. I know. Wires are hooked to the waist and legs. The two screens? The two cranes are skillfully attempting to stand it up. Seems tough. They're working real carefully. Anyone would get nervous watching this, not just Akiho. Wow, it's finally complete. Tanoji-san strolls by with a smile on her face. What timing. I'm glad I get to be here for this. Do you mind if I watch? Of course not. Slowly, slowly. Robot starts to straighten out. Finally, in an upright position, it's carefully lowered to the ground. The bottoms of its feet are firmly planted into the ground. Whoa! This is awesome! It's huge! Gun Build 1 rises! With Akiho's declaration, there's scattered applause across the airport apron. Well, only me, Tanoji-san, and Sumiyoshi to be exact. Juna is weak-kneed and shrinks back. Is she scared by the robot's size? Whoa. Now this is what I call impact. And take a look. Akiho-chan. The space candy logo shines brilliantly on its shoulder. This'll be great advertising. I can't stand around. I have to call Nanichi newspaper for an interview right away. Sumiyoshi laughs brightly and leaves our circle to go make a phone call. Look, Kai. Gunbuild 1 is standing. Akio is thrilled. She's wearing a giant smile on her face. It's hard to believe this is the same gloomy girl from earlier. Talk about a quick mood change. Granted, I know how passionate Akiho is about robots better than anyone else does, so I get it. But man, this thing is ugly. Wow. So this is how big it really is. It's even larger than I imagined now that it's standing up. Gah. I want to look up at it from its feet, but they're not finished working, so I just gotta hang in there. Now that the robot is standing, the workers are removing the wires from it. Once they're done, mission accomplished. Oh, I can at least take pictures now. Come on, you take some too, Kai. I'm gonna send them to Misa. I wonder what she'll say when she sees this. I bet she'll quote a line from Gunbam, just like me. Oh right, I should tag it for Iruro as well. Man, I wish I could write well. I'd whip up an awesome intro that'd move everyone who reads it. I mean, you could just write a normal one. Normal, huh? Normal. I got it. Wow. 9 years of effort. What a long road it's been. I've been on board ever since Miso was making the blueprints. In that sense, I guess I've spent the most time with Gunbuild 1 out of anyone. Hasn't always been easy, but we managed to overcome the odds. It's finally complete. I'm so glad we were able to finish it while I was the president. Sniff. I'm so glad. Akio's finally reduced to tears. Aki-chan, do you have a handkerchief? No. She doesn't carry one in her work clothes. With little choice, I hand her some pocket tissues. Thanks. Alright, Madam President, how about taking a closer look? Now that the wire removal is complete, the workers have started to pack their things. I look around for Doc, wondering what kind of face he's making, but don't spot him. The only people in high spirits in this huge airport are Akiho, me, Tenoji-san, and Sumiyoshi. Just us. It's kinda sad. I sigh as I watch Akiho run off toward the robot. She then turns to face me. Tomorrow, unless it rains, we're doing an operation test. Oh right, we still haven't solved that one teeny issue. Who's the pilot? Jenna is hopeless, seeing how terrified she is by Gunbuild 1's size. Getting Fro out of her room would be a huge pain in the ass. Which leaves me with Michi. I'm not going to tell him just yet. If I told him ahead of time, he'd just try and ditch. And that, ladies and journal-worms, is another episode of Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. I will see you all in the near future. I think there's like 2 days off. Not sure. But I'll see you in the near future for another episode of the same thing. But most importantly, turn my fan back on in the full speed. Nochio!